Long time no see, buddy. Can I give you a hug? How are you?
You can.
How are you? Good to see you. Been too long. Thanks so much for coming. This is a big deal. Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. Oh, good. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is an exciting day. You know, we've got many challenges in Illinois. To overcome those challenges, it's all about economic growth, economic empowerment, more investment, more jobs, more high-paying careers. That's the essence to solving all the challenges that we're facing in Illinois. If we don't succeed in that, we'll never properly fund our schools. We'll never properly fund our pensions. We'll never properly fund our health care. Economic growth, economic empowerment is the key. We've been suffering in Illinois for years with small business owners struggling, not able to grow. Our regulations get in the way, our taxes get in the way, and so many small businesses have closed. And you can see here in Chicago, west side, south side, you can see shuttered stores, shuttered opportunity, loss of jobs, and that leads to so many of the other problems we're challenged with gang violence, crime, poverty. Every challenge we face gets dealt with if we create more economic empowerment and economic opportunity. It's lack of economic opportunity, economic empowerment. This is what we need. This is what we've got to change. Illinois, but nobody does anything about it. We've had a law for more than 20 years on the books, business enterprise to help minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, disabled-owned businesses. And we have something called the opportunity to create a sheltered market, or where sheltered markets exist. This has been a law in Illinois for more than 20 years. Nobody's done anything about it. We set goals for minority participation in procurement of state contracts. There are people talking about it. Nobody does anything about it. Well, I'm a business guy. I'm a job creator. It's what I've done for my whole life. I don't like to talk about stuff. I like to get stuff done. Last year, I signed an executive order asking CMS to do a disparity study. Now, when we published that, didn't get much press, but we published that result. Disparity study means what businesses are available in a community or in an industry or with expertise, what's available from businesses, but how do we utilize them in state government? Do we utilize them if they're available? And courts around the nation and around Illinois have said if there's a difference of more than 80%, if there are a certain number of businesses that are available with certain skills, but the state or an employer or a contractor doesn't use them, and there's a 20% gap, it's 80 versus 20, that's a sign of discrimination and disadvantage. Well, you know what, in Illinois, in many of our markets and what our disparity study showed, it's not 80, it's 25%. We have businesses who have a capability that are owned by minorities, owned by women, owned by disabled people, and very few of them are utilized or contracted with. A tiny fraction. This is wrong. This denies the opportunity for economic growth and economic empowerment and job creation in the neighborhoods and the communities that need that economic empowerment. So we got the disparity study done. I ask you to take a look at it. We published it a number of months ago. I'd ask you to take a look at the results. Now we're taking the next step. We put the study out there. Now we're saying, let's implement the recommendations from that disparity study. That's what today is about. So I'm signing an executive order here this morning. I'm giving direction to Central Management Services. CMS is the large state agency that is in charge of state procurement process. They do the bulk of state procurement. We're directing them to take certain initiatives, certain actions to implement the recommendations from that disparity study so we can begin to eliminate the disparity, give more opportunity in state procurement and state contracts to minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, disabled persons businesses. That's what this is about. Now, we're we're asking you to take advantage of what the Department of Transportation, I'm very proud of what IDOT's done. IDOT already has a mentoring program for minority businesses to be able to come up to speed on getting more contracts in transportation construction projects. Well, we want CMS to begin a mentoring program for those who provide other services, IT services, or consulting services, outsourcing services. We want mentoring. We want more financial opportunity. Many small minority-owned businesses don't have access to financing. We want CMS to consult with them and help them arrange financing. But we also want to do things like, let's have digital monitoring of contracts. Let's report what contracts are being let and which types of companies are getting those contracts, and let's put it out there real time in digital form so people know what's going on. And let's do a better job of forecasting procurement. What's coming down the road of procurement contracts that are going to be let? Because businesses that are on the inside, who've got the inside connections and have been advantaged for years, they know what's coming. They hear about it. They're right there to snap up the contracts fast. Well, your average disadvantaged business, your average minority business is not on the inside, not part of that inside rig system. They don't know these contracts are coming. They're not ready. They're not ready to competitively bid. We need to give them plenty of lead time, notify them when these contracts are coming so they can be ready and they can compete for these contracts in this bidding process. We're going to open it up for everybody, not just the insiders anymore. That's a critical part of this. And then we've also directed CMS to do further analysis and publish for you all to see what barriers do they still see that are blocking minority businesses, women businesses, disabled persons businesses. What other barriers do we need to knock down so we can open this up and make economic opportunity through the state government available to everybody? That's the first part of the executive order. The second part of the executive order is also critically important. We in Illinois have defined something called sheltered markets. The sheltered markets means there are certain types of industries, certain type of businesses where it's crystal clear there's a huge disparity, there's huge disadvantage, and there's minority businesses, disadvantaged businesses that have the capability to be participating, they are shut out. They are clearly shut out. And we are going to direct CMS to work on this and declare sheltered markets going forward, find those, and let's do what the law says we should be doing. Declare these sheltered markets and get these set up so minority businesses, disadvantaged business owners can participate and get a much bigger percentage of the contracts.